This video was brought to you by Indently.io, learning Python made simple.
How's it going, everyone? In today's video, we're going to be talking about default dictionary, which is a subclass of the built-in dictionary class. And practically all it does is make it much easier to provide default values for our dictionaries. And to use it, we need to import it from collections. So from collections, import default dictionary. Then for our first example, we're going to be using default dictionary with a list, or the default is going to be set to a list. But first of all, I want to create a list of items. So here we have a list of type tuple of string to integer. And as you can see, it's a list that contains tuples with strings and integers. Now, what's important to note here is that the values increment and that the strings repeat sometimes. And what we want to do here is add all the values into a list to a single key, such as A. A should contain 1, 3, and 5. That would be ideal instead of overriding the values with a regular dictionary. So what we're going to do is create a default dictionary, which will hold the types of string to list. So string is the key and list is the value. And that's going to equal a default dictionary with the list constructor. Now for key and value in items, what we're going to do is append at the index of the key the value. And this will work beautifully because we're creating a list as a default value. So now if we were to print this dictionary, what you're going to notice in the console is a default dictionary that contains this dictionary over here. So A contains these 3 values, B contains these 2 values, and C contains this value. So practically it treats each new value inside the dictionary as a list. And you can treat default dictionaries just like normal dictionaries. But if you really want to see it as a normal dictionary, just cast it to a dictionary. So here we have dictionary of D, which will give us back this output. Moving on, I want to show you how you can use it with the integer constructor. So this time we're going to create a dictionary, which will be of type defaultdict, and it will be of string to integer. And then we can type in default dictionary and just pass in integer. And with this constructor, each time we create a new entry, the default value is going to be set to 0. In another example, we might have a string, which will be of type string, and it's going to equal your mama. And for each character in this string, we're going to do the following. We're going to grab the dictionary and say at the index of that character, we're going to increment it by 1. And then we can print the sorted dictionary items. And what this is going to do is create a counter. As you can see, we have 3 M's in that string, and it was able to count that because each time we encountered an M, it incremented it by 1. So using the int constructor is useful if you want each new value to be set to 0. Moving on, I want to show you how we can use the default dictionary with sets. And the whole reason I kept this is because it's a pain to type out each time. So I decided to save it for the set example. So here I'll just remove all of that. Change this from string to set and insert the set constructor. Or it's not the constructor, but it's just the set type itself. Then for key and value in items, we can do D at the index of K and add the value. Then when we print this default dictionary, what we're going to end up with is a dictionary that contains a set this time, because the default entry is going to be a set for each new entry. So we can treat the value as a set each time we want to update it. And finally, I'm going to show you one more example which uses the string constructor. And I'm just going to call it constructor because I've been doing so the whole video. It just makes the default value a string. And we can remove all of this and all of this. And we have to, of course, change the type from string to string. I mean, as long as your key is a string. Then we're going to create a variable called list of strings, type list of string. And that's going to equal apple, or that's not a list, apple, banana, and calamansi. And with this, we can type in for string in list of strings and say that D at the index of the string is going to equal the f string of the string dot upper. And then we can print this default dictionary. And what we're going to get as an output is the original key, which is the string, and its equivalent in uppercase. And since we used the string constructor here, each new entry is going to be treated as an empty string. or each new value is going to be treated as an empty string, which means you can use all of the string methods on it. And finally, I'm going to show you how you can provide a default factory in your default dictionary. And to do so, I'm going to remove all of this, and we're going to keep the data type as a string to string key value pair. And instead of providing a string constructor here, what I'm going to do is create a lambda and insert missing. So this is going to call itself and it's going to return missing as the value. You can also insert your own function here. It just has to return a default value that you want to appear each time you're creating a new dictionary entry. For example, here we can create something at the index of A, and that's going to be set to apple. And we'll do the same thing for B and set it to banana. Now, if we were to print this, it's going to look like a normal dictionary. I mean, once we get past this part here, which is the lambda function, the rest of it is going to look like a dictionary, and we can also use it as a normal dictionary. So D at the index of A, that's going to give us back apple. But now watch what happens when we try to access a value or a key that does not exist, such as C. What we're going to get back is missing, because that was the default factory we decided to use for the default dictionary. And you can easily add other data types here. You can also just return a set this way. Of course, we need to change this type annotation, and we're going to have to change these values as well. Instead of actually assigning a value to that dictionary entry, we're going to have to append it or add it. So here we can add 1, and for B we can add 2, and we can also add 3 there. And now when we print this dictionary, what we should get is a dictionary that contains these values. As you could see, set was the default value for each entry. But doing this is quite silly when you can just type in set. So only use the lambda or a default factory when you want something a bit more custom, such as the missing string, so that the next time you try to access a key that doesn't exist, it's going to use this value as the default. But yeah, that's just about everything I wanted to cover in today's video. Do let me know in the comment section down below whether you have any questions regarding the default dictionary. But otherwise, with all that being said, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.